was Massachusetts, I think it was, Civil War. He was killed, not here, didn't live here, but Mrs. Putnam said, if you name a library after my son, I will give you 10,000 books. That's how the building came to be named after. And who Mrs. Putnam was locally, I don't know. Was she known locally?
No, she's from a very wealthy family up in the Boston area.
Yeah.
Thomas Library is up there too.
Yeah. And just, of course they said yes. Civil War, did they have books? So, yeah.
This was not the first library. The library was located second floor of the headquarters building. It was moved over to here when that became too small.
And this started as a quartermaster building.
One of the things we did pick up on one night on the third floor, we didn't actually hear what came off the recording. It sounded like piano keys.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And this is third floor, and as far as we know, there's never been a piano in this building, especially how would they get a piano on the third floor?
Mark, piano in this building ever? Wow.
Yeah, and it was like very distinct. It played like a kind of a little melody, you know, like a couple keys. And that was really exciting, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no piano in this building at all to this day, and there never was apparently, you know. So it's like, well, where did that come from? You know, could have been from the past. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what was here before us? You know.
Yeah.
I believe myself, there's a lot of residual hauntings. We did the Freedom, we did the Liberty, we did headquarters. We did Chaplain's house. Chaplain's house is like negative. There's nothing there.
Really?
And we've been there several times. We've never caught anything.
What about Freedom and Liberty?
Yes.
Somewhat, yeah. Yeah.
There's Freedom,
Yeah.
there was a fire back here. I had to do my research. There's a fire back here. And thing that was said was, I need water.
Yeah.
Freedom and Liberty are two of the houses that
I'm a
are
man.
on, yeah, that, I'm a man, yeah, because you play, you could hear it. There are the names of two of the houses on, what street?
Yeah, it used to be the commanding
They're
general.
right by
and the,
410.
Yeah, across from Building
CLC.
410.
The old,
Yeah,
really
one
beautiful
over,
houses.
yeah, the ones that look like, well, they used to be
Victorian.
painted ladies, yeah.
There's stuff out there, but we need to be correct on how we pronounce everything. You know, like, for instance, this is being kind of a little deep, but my grandfather, I remember him. He died. He was Korean War. But I remember him. I remember the peace he gave me. And that helps him sleep at night. I remember that. So that's what, to me, these spirits want. They just want peace. They just want to go to bed. They just want that. I've walked out here on this VA grounds. I've been in Situate, Massachusetts. I don't know if anybody knows where Situate, Massachusetts is at.
No, what is it?
it seems to be well situated.
Jeez. Like, yeah.
2009 is when I started this. I'm gonna hit you later.
And what is Situate?
Situate, Massachusetts is South Boston, South Shore.
Okay.
And they had, just look it up, you didn't hear it. You can hear the drummer. And it was two little girls. The British are coming, the British are coming. That's what got me, because I seen that lighthouse. I know where they're from. And I've been there. It's that peace. It's that peace where I got your back. And that's why we are who we are.
Well, you know, talking about, it's okay, got your back. I know after Geez, this was even years and years, gosh, 20 plus years after my stepdad died. If something was, I remember the first time, because he and Mom used to come, I mean, I'm still a senior in high school, and they come tuck us in bed and kiss us on the forehead. And after he died, it was about 20 years, 15, 20 years after, I don't know what was going on with me, but he was there. He was right there. You know, it was, and their presence is just so, it's so palpable. And I had asked Mother one day, I said, did you ever feel Bob's presence? And she said, yeah, but I didn't want to tell you because you were going to think I was nuts. But, you know, and it came like just, you know, you look over your shoulder and it's just like this just dark flash, or, you know what I'm saying? It just, and you know a shadow is passed or something, but it's a good feeling. And, you know, Mom said she had it for years after Daddy was killed. So it's, and when you say they want to move along, and I know my stepdad adored Mother, absolutely adored her, and he left, he went to wherever he went under very, very tragic, unusual, unknown circumstances. And it's funny because he told Mom he was in part of his time in Nam, he didn't exist for a little over 2 years. So he said, if I ever die in just a bizarre way, don't believe that it was just an accident. And no, he died in a freak one car accident. Very, you know, and there was just, and the road he was driving, he knew it. He knew it. Well, he'd been hanging around with me for a while, and I had the ring, one of the rings that he gave Mother. It was a nice tiger's eye with diamonds around it, and I'd had it for years, and it felt like he was hanging around so much, and it was like, I don't know, make sure your mother's okay. How is your mother? You know, and things like that. But then there was, so one day she came over and I said, here, you have got, because I was wearing it for a while. And so I said, here, you've got to take this home. I said, I know this may sound weird, but I said, I really think if you take this home with you, that he'll go leave me away, you know, leave me alone. But that's funny, after that, never felt his presence again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
no.
just need to find out the phone.
If I might
So
I'm
that
sorry.
was just really weird.
introduce myself here
Yes.
and get some history. My name's Rex. I'm with the DATV. I'm a producer there. I'm gonna record this event, and it will eventually play up on DATV. Of course, Tom's aware of this, and Catherine's aware of this, and I know Amanda, and I know Brent. I don't know your name, young man. What's your name?
Rick Ringo.
Rick. I'm glad to meet you. Mine's Rex.
United States
Nice
Marine.
Is it all right with you folks if you be recorded this evening?
It's all right. I'm Nancy Ramon.
I'm Gary.
Okay, Nancy and Gary, and how about you folks?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm fine, you need some cuteness.
How about you, young
We
lady?
don't have good enough lighting.
And what's your names?
Lighting.
Kellyanne.
Kellyanne?
Show all my glory.
All your glory. Kellyanne's right there.
Well, at least you
And-
have
Needs
good
my
side.
candy, so.
And what's your name, sir?
Kevin.
Kevin and
Paul.
Right.
Paul. Glad to meet you guys. So, we started at 7 o'clock this evening, and I apologize for being late. And it doesn't look like I missed too much, because I wasn't too very late. But I do recall last year we did this, and Tom was here. And I'll add my little quick story to this. I recorded this incident last year, and you already heard me say I was upstairs with Catherine up on the second and third floor, and Mark and a few other people come in, and I am not a believer of the supernatural. But when I walked out of here that evening, and what I saw was going on the second floor and the third floor, shall we say I am not a believer still, but I could be swayed easily, okay?
Anything's possible.
Yes. And add a little quick short story. When my granddad passed, he called my dad. He had been living in a nursing home for many, many, many years. And he called my dad. And my dad's name was Bob. And he said, Bob, you have to come and get me. He said, I'm not going to be around much longer. And Dad went to get him that day. Dad took him home and got him out of the car, walked him inside. Grandpa sat down in his favorite lazy boy lounger in the living room, and Dad went out to close up the garage door, and when he come back in, Grandpa was dead. He died in the chair. He died in his favorite chair, and he died at home. He was 87 when he passed. And my grandmother was a ordained minister, and she also was a medium. Now, I never saw her hold any seances, or I never saw her make connection with any of the dead, or anything of that nature, but my granddad tells me she was very good at it, and it wasn't no tricks or anything like that held, that she was very, very good at it, and that's what she did. But she didn't do it for a living. She just did it when the feeling became strong to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Tom, take it away. Take it back over. You were talking there.
Well, I was listening to you. Medium, that's tough for me. I listen. I'm open-minded about it. There's one friend, I'm not gonna name his name. He's gonna be hopefully a part of the group, which is a medium. It's, when we go into a place, it's unbiased. So a medium would suggest that that's where we're going. No, we're not like that. It comes to trust. We're not ghost hunters. We're not on sci-fi. We're here. And we're not. The parts of being scared of ghosts or anything like that, it's nothing. When you have partners like this, it's nothing. It's just like you're gonna hear it. And it's just like you experience together. There's a lot of things like Emma Miller's supposed to be here. Emma Miller has to say her name. Or I'm not gonna say it's Emma Miller. I can't. I mean, that's me lying to you guys. I can't. Is there something here? I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna let you guys determine. You guys are gonna hear. This building, the headquarters, 410, Liberty. Continuation, Tom and Amanda, EVP session, Garrison House, Garrison Building, April 11th, 2016, third floor, doorway, gift shop. On the computer. If I can get this to cooperate. All right, EVP session starting now. I am walking back.
I have to hit the bathroom, so.
NDBG when I can, going down the stairs. And Free House, Freedom House is special to me. That's why I love the Dayton VA. Chaplain Ershaw. We're downstairs. I felt it. We might not catch anything or catch anything at all. This guy's with me. She's with me. He's with me. He's with me. These are the people I trust. And when we were downstairs and I got those goosebumps, I told Brent, I'm like, I got something here. It's electricity right up your spine. In this basement, we got cameras out there right now. This place is a hot spot. It's so awesome. But I am American Veterans Paranormal Services. We don't charge. We don't pay. We're not gonna go up to Mansfield. We're gonna help you out in any way we can. Every way we can. I got, well, Father Ben. You used to have Father Ben.
Yeah.
But we have stuff in place that we can help. With my friend Gary, he can help. I didn't say the last name.
True.
We can help. Services, that's what we're here for. We're not here to make money. We're here because we're interested. We want to be scientists. We want to know. We want to know. Point blank. If you need help, we're not the show that just ends when you turn it off. We're not. We're going to help you end it in any way we can.
Well, how he said we go into kind of, not to disprove, but kind of go in with an open mind. There were some reports, which building was that? Where the gray mist
Oh, God.
and the music?
Freedom House.
Freedom House. Well, we went there and, we disproved that. There's no, they said it was on like the third floor or something. There's no third floor.
Mark and Catherine's in there.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, and there's no gray mist, we never
There's no
saw
hallway.
anything like that.
Mhm.
There's no hallway for
Mhm.
that to appear.
Yeah.
So we kind of we call it debunking, we debunked that real quick. And then they said that like music would be playing, we never heard any music. And we even played old-timey music for that, you know, nothing.
What
So,
was the music?
I don't remember.
It's a radiator.
No, oh, yeah. Yeah, it made noises, so it kind of sounded like it could be maybe music, but
If you're in a different room.
it's not. So we kind of debunked that like right away. So, it's just kind of cool being able to do that, you know, like, I'm open-minded, you know, I've had my experiences, you know, with paranormal. But I kind of go into it as a skeptic. And just to be able to disprove that was really cool, because this story gets like thrown around everywhere and it's not even true. There's like no third floor, and that kind of bothers me a little
There is a
bit.
third floor, but third floor hallway.
Oh, third floor hallway, sorry. So that, you know, it just, I don't know, it just meant a lot, you know, because it's like we go in there for a certain reason and we accomplish that, you know. You know, we've had other experiences, but it's not that, you know, there's no gray mist, there's nothing like that. So it's just kind of cool to be able to do that.
And like what piggybacking on her is, and me and you've been in there. And me and him, I'm sitting on the desk, and you can hear somebody walking down the stairs. which I might still have that on my phone.
I can go look for it.
But it's, I need something definitive.
Mhm.
I need something that you guys are gonna be like, what the hell is that?
Mhm.
You know? Me and you heard that,
We tried every way to debunk it too.
Mhm.
and I still have that too, I really do. But it's just like a little creep. But we both know where it was at.
It's about 7 steps.
But how, it's like me and my father. How come my dad doesn't believe in any of it, even though we're Irish Catholic? He doesn't believe in ghosts. But how am I gonna prove to him? That's where it's in my mind. All right, I can tell him. Now, I need an argument, whether it's Mark, whether it's you, whether it's Brent. I need to stand my ground. This is what it is, period.
And, I'm sorry.
No,
A lot of, like, the way that we can, like, kind of, prove what we hear, when we do investigations, you know, we'll say, oh, that's, you know, we'll comment on it, you know, like, that's the windows rattling, or, that's the pipes creaking, or I'm walking right now. You know, we say everything that we're doing and what we hear, so that when we do hear something, it's a little more solidified. So, and then, and to go to skeptics, you know, we can say, well, no, we commented on what we were doing, and we said this is what was going on, this is what we were doing, this is what we heard, but then we heard this. So, you know, it's kind of hard to kind of disprove in that sense, you know.
but you also, piggybacking on her, you also are gonna have people that
Mhm.
don't like the idea. They don't like the idea that you could be watched or whatever. But spirits, they don't watch. They're just, it's a residual haunting. It's something that happens over and over, like a tape recorder. 95% of the time, it's been residual for me. Everything from here to Situate, Massachusetts, which is South Boston, it's a residual. It just happens over and over. It's a tape recorder playing itself over and over again. Me and Josh, when we heard those footsteps, I'm like, man, there's somebody here. I'm like, and I ran upstairs like, there's only one way to find out. And I cussed like, I was
A
like,
sailor.
and I ran upstairs, nobody's there. There's only carpet. It wasn't, you're gonna hear some stuff from this building. And remember the PFF, Cultural Freedom Festival, they had on their,
Well, we're gonna, once I get his phone, we're gonna play the footsteps that we heard. And it kind of sounds like there's like a little bit of like, some like kind of metal or something. And it kind of sounds like high heels, but there's a metallic kind of sound to it. And we found out when we went to the PFF, they had some soldiers who were reenacting, and they actually had metal in their boot. So,
to keep their souls.
from wearing down. So, that was really interesting to find out, you know, so,
Oh, you'll hear it.
yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Amanda and I had a great one on the 2nd floor.
Mhm.
The bang,
Mhm.
distinct.
The band.
We never, we couldn't debunk that one at all. It was, there was nothing in proximity, and it was a really, really good bang, and there was nothing in the proximity from where it came from that would
Mhm.
have made that noise. It was
Yeah.
very, very interesting. I know we're gonna play that one too, so
Yeah, I have it. It's-
Amanda might have gotten some gray hairs off that one that night.
A little bit. The footsteps really kind of startled me. I did jump couple feet into the air.
Our second floor, or our third, what are we talking about, third or second floor?
Second floor was this
Second.
one.
Yeah,
And just so you know that, you know, it was a windy night, you know, there was, you know, the windows were rattling, all that, and we would say it every time we heard it, but this bang was very distinct. It wasn't any of that, and all of us went up there and we were trying to close doors, the lock, or the, kind of a locker, like metallic, locker. We banged, we did everything we could not figure out where that sound came from.
I can't get on the internet here.
yeah. Kenny?
No, I can't.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's up.
But, I mean, and there's different types of hauntings. There's residual, there's, intelligent.
Okay, what is residual?
Residual is like a record player, it just plays over and over. It's like, if there's like an intense, or like some kind of traumatic event that happened, it,
That was like that loop.
Let's
recording.
see your father's
Yeah.
stuff out there.
it'll be in the wall,
Right.
like you just hear something over and over.
Your
okay.
father's
Like
gonna,
footsteps
he's gonna
or-
love that. He's gonna
Yeah.
come back.
Okay.
And he's
It's just
gonna,
something you hear over and over at the same
Yeah.
time. And
Wow.
it's not intelligent. Intelligent is when you can,
poltergeist, which,
intelligent is like kind of, when you can talk with it. You know, you can say something and say, hey, knock 3 times, and you hear, you know, 3 times. It's something that knows you're there and that you're trying to talk to it, and it responds to you. That's intelligent, that's something that's aware.
So would you say last year when we thought we were conversing with those ghosts up on the second and third floor, was that intelligent conversation?
I cannot say that was a haunting. I can't say it.
What do you think? You were the one holding the,
Yeah, well, every time we said, can you make it go up to, I think it went up to
To 7,
7, yeah. Because I was holding a box and, well, what was the box that I was holding?
EMF.
EMF box, yeah. And so we kept talking to, whether it was Mrs. Putnam or whoever, can you,
well, we asked her, can you come closer? And when
Yeah.
she came closer, then the numbers went up on the scale.
yeah.
So-
And, yeah, it was,
And you were, and I was looking over your shoulder.
yeah, and
At
it
one
was,
point.
it went up to a 5 and then a 6. I'm like, okay, we're not going anywhere. And then it dropped back down. If I, depending on whichever way I took a step out of that just right area, it would drop and then
But
bang,
if
a
you-
7.
If you
Yeah.
see,
And the number it went up to, that was the strength of,
Electromagnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
spiritual
see,
energy,
like-
so
Yeah.
it kind of,
you have your little, what's it called, CTC out here by your office.
yeah.
All right, I have to hardwire everything in, because Wi-Fi, everything has radio signals. Everything can just scramble. You're like, whoa, what was that? What was that? You know, it's digital, everything is,
anything can interfere with it.
exactly. That's why I have hardwired. If you walk out there in the lobby,
We'll
everything's
show you guys.
hardwired in. You know, there's no mistake, it's hardwired. There's no Wi-Fi, there's nothing like that. We have undisputable evidence, right then, right there. That's it. If you wanna say that something was interfered, it's hardwired in. How can I?
It's harder to disprove.
And with the EMF box, the first thing we're looking for is any kind of energy source at all,
Yeah.
particularly if you're in a basement.
It will show.
Yeah, exactly. You
So
know.
basements can have all kinds of wiring, et cetera, et cetera. You don't exactly know what's right above you on the floor above. So with an EMF, if we get a hit, we're particularly looking for energy sources, electricity, all kinds of things, so.
Yep, and when you go in, you do a base reading, so you can see what everything is. You know, like, oh, well, this reads, you know, a 0.5 or whatever, so we know what each area is. And then if we get something, like a fluctuation, then we're gonna know something might be there, or, you know, it's, you know, it's kinda,
And we'll show you guys, out there by the Cannonball, where Mark has the Revolutionary War stuff.
But does that mean like things like our cell phones could also mess up the?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Absolutely.
correct, yes,
absolutely.
yes.
And generally with an EMF box, we won't walk around with it. You place it generally in the area that you're gonna be surveying, and you get your baseline, you just leave it alone. And just wait for any type of energy to actually read on that thing. So we know that we've got it in a spot that's not receiving extra energy or wavelength or anything. So, yeah, you don't just necessarily walk around with that thing.
Well, we
Cell
started,
phone.
when we started with that on the second floor, that big, huge table, we had the box sitting on, it was sitting on the table. And a couple of us, tried to get her to let us know that she was there. And she figured because I was wearing, now, for those of you who don't know, Rosie the Riveter, those overalls, you can see the dark up to here, they're crusted. So was worn by someone was a Rosie the Riveter. So, and they thought, well, okay, maybe this will hold a little residual energy or something. And so the number on the EMF box, is that what you call it?
Yep.
EMF.
Started,
EMF,
yeah,
yeah.
on the EMF, started to raise a little bit. And,
Well, get dressed, get dressed.
No, don't, no.
I offered once, you said, no, that's it, I'm done.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it was, and the only reason we decided to carry it down with this is because it was different places that we moved. When I picked it up off the table, when we were all getting ready to go down, it just kind of like stayed with me. The number just did not go down. And that was where the real curiosity was. That's why we had Rex filming it, so we could see that number was jumping up and down. And that was very, very, that was fascinating. It wasn't spooky, like
No,
you
I
were saying, it
remember,
wasn't, yeah, it
Because you
wasn't,
were dressed up.
Yeah.
I remember.
yeah,
And
it wasn't
you had
spooky at all
so much
though.
fun.
Oh, it was, I had a blast.
And I remember your boyfriend like, if you get her hooked.
Oh, you got him in a friendly mood.
But no, it's
Show him what
fun.
we're like.
It was
It's-
fun,
It's
yeah.
not scary.
No.
Now, the
it's
one
really
thing you
not.
can't say is Emma Miller's here. For me, for AVPS,
Killing me.
we have to hear Emma say that she's here. I mean, we can hear noises, it could be anything, and you're gonna hear, Amanda's looking for my phone. You're gonna hear piano keys, you're gonna hear footsteps, and this is this guy, I radio him. I'm like, are you coming up the stairs? She's like, no, we're in the office. He's in the bathroom. I'm like, what?
This building?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had me come upstairs to the third floor, and that way he was listening for my footsteps to see if they matched at all, and they did not match.
Wow.
Not at all. It's
There was no human person in that area at that point.
Right.
correct. And it's, if you ever walk upstairs, sorry, my dog. Oh my God. If you ever walk upstairs,
Our bodyguard.
It's very fierce bodyguard.
watch how you walk up a stair. Is it heel toe, or is it toe going up? That's what you need to look at, and that's what Brent did. That's what he did. That's what we did. That's what Mike Turner and me did. I'm like, dude, you really need to look at this. It's not, you don't walk up the stairs, heel, toe, it's toe. And you will listen, but it's spot on. It's somebody has a purpose. It's somebody putting books up. You don't have to believe me, but you're gonna learn. Well, not learn, but you're gonna listen.
I think the one thing she was gonna say, over by the Cannonball area, on this floor, you're always gonna get a high reading because of the, unit below, so we're already aware that we're gonna have a high reading there, no matter what. So we have to just
Yeah, there's,
throw that one out.
there's a, like,